Oh, no, 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 no. Hi guys, it's Carol. I'm about to do some Sagittarius nails. So come along with me while we bling out my girl for her birthday. It's a big one, right? 4 or 5 guys. Oh my God, I can't wait to um, bling my girlfriend nails out for her birthday. And I'm so happy she chose me to be her nail tech for this big one. And yeah, join me. Let's have some fun. Well, hello, nail bosses. Like I said, I am about to do my girlfriend nails, and I'm gonna start with pushing her cuticles back. And I should have really cut them. She had cuticles like chewing gum, but I had another guest coming in behind, and so we really needed to get this set done. But I am pushing the cuticles back, exposing new growth on her nails, and we are actually doing an extra long nails on her. And I am truly excited. And I'll tell you why. She works in my salon. She does natural hair, braids, dreads, and those type of things. So she doesn't really get to wear long nails. And whenever I do her nails, it's like for an occasion, and we do the pop-off method because, she go out to dinner with her fiance, and then she would have to pop them off the next day to come back to work. So we were truly excited about it. Also, she and I have been together since my salon in Arizona back in, what year was that? That was 2008, 9. And then we went to Japan with the military, and they went to Alaska. And after they came back from Alaska, we reunited in my salon again here in Maryland. So we've been together for a long time. So I'm really excited. So right here, guys, you guys saw me turn my E-file on the lowest setting. I believe this E-file runs on a 2000 RPMs. And I believe the sign of a really great E-file is one that you can run at 2000 RPM, so when you're buffing the nail. So I am really confident that when I'm buffing my guest nails, that I am buffing so low that I'm just taking the surface oils off. We're not going down deep on the nail. And you can tell the E-file is running really slow. You can literally see the E-file, the sanding band go around. It's so slow. And if I push down hard at all, it's going to stop. So you could only buff, but ever so gently. Otherwise, it will stop the rotations. I am so excited. I don't get to show you guys a lot of me actually working in the salon. But yes, guys, I am actually at work in the salon. Some of the guests don't want you to show their hands. People are so weird. But anyways, only when I get permission from someone would I show their hands. It's like, no, I don't want to show my hands. And I'm like, I'm not showing your face, but whatever. And quite frankly, sometimes I'm too busy to be fussing with the photo apparatus, the cameras, do I have enough battery power, all this type of foolishness. So sometimes I need to be a little bit more prepared in the salon to shoot videos. So as you can see, I'm just shortening the free edge. I brought the E-file up to, I believe, to like 4,000 RPMs to do the free edge. And then I was like, ooh, I got to take that back down to 2,000 RPMs. And guys, I should be wearing gloves. Because it's my girlfriend, I don't have the gloves on, but really, I was feeling my nails. So I had to show mine off as well. So I will be doing pretty much this same length of nails on myself for our vacation for Christmas going to New Orleans. And I was so jealous by the time I was finished her nails. I could not wait. When we check my schedule, it's like, oh, I still have a week and a half before I can put my long nails on. Okay, so we have finished buffing her natural surface with a 80 grit sanding band on 2000 RPMs, and I'm just brushing the dust off. And we are going to be putting some real, I think these are double X. And she bought the box with her. But this is a brand that I use at home as well. And she wanted this particular one. And then she gifted it to me. So you just saw me on bag, not on box, but on bag my new set of tips given to me by my guests. So this was the first time I'm using this particular style from this company. I had ordered some, but mine, Amazon did not deliver mine. So this is a brand we find at my local nail supply store, but we can also find them on Amazon. I looked it up for the last video. So here it is. I'm putting the first nail on, and I was about to move on, and we looked at it, and she's like, this nail is crooked. I was able to pop it off. I'm going to give it a little bit of a buff again, because sometimes when you put the nail glue down, if you try to stick on it again, it doesn't. So I was able to buff a little bit of the glue, and now I'm really holding her nail straight. I apply some pinch of glue to the tip of her nail. Guys, look at my nails. That was the last video I put up with those nails that I did. So if you haven't had a chance to see it, go back and take a look at it. It was a very beginner-friendly video, and we were doing beginner's nail art, which was just encapsulating glitters. So if you're beginning and you want to do beginner's nails with nail art, we did a simple nail with glitter. No hand drawing just yet. So I'm choosing to go alternate on her hand, one finger on the left, one finger on the right, because it's the first time I am using this particular brand of tips. And yes, guys, each brand, the numbers fit differently on the nails based on the shape of the nail. So while I'm going through the ritual of learning how these tips run, it made sense if it fit on one nail that I would fit the other nail starting in the same size. And if it was too big or too small, I know I can go to the left or the right to find the right one. As opposed to, I have nails that I can just open the container and I know exactly which nail go on which finger. This was the first time I'm using it, so I had to make sure that I was consuming time appropriately. What I liked about this nail, so the brand that I ordered from Amazon that is arriving today, I don't know anything about it. I wanted some nails for myself for Christmas trip to New Orleans, and I didn't have this particular style, and so I ordered some. Hadn't come in just yet. So these were so thin, guys. Like, they were really, really thin. I ordered some from another company for the set that I'm wearing, and they were so thick that I had to buff them down a lot. So I really like how thin these came out, because when you're doing long nails, they tend to get thick and chunky if you're not careful when you're doing your application. So when the ones from Amazon comes in, if they're not this thin, I would not be using those. I would go back to the Creations nail tips. I mean, they were fabulously thin. Yep, and I'm being careful not to put another that one down. Twisted. So I'm really, with my left hand, I'm really holding her nail or twisting her finger so that I can get the nail on straight. See, I lost track of where I got that tip from. So I'm like, was it this one? Was it that one? I'm like, did I? That's the reason why I was going alternate, because I really needed to know, start learning the tip size on this one. And then I put it down close to the other one, and I'm like, ah, no, that's not it. Yeah, this is it. After sizing for a couple of times on this one, I'll get the hang of how their sizes run. But they were so thin. It was amazing. Okay, so now that we have finished playing around with the nail glue and the tips, we're going to put that to the side, and I'm going to clean up my little work area, and we're going to get to blending them in. And even though they were so paper thin, I still took the time, and I'm running at 7,000 RPMs here just to blend the tips in. So while I was videotaping this, guys, we got as far as the nail art part before the phone died. So when the phone comes to an end, you're not going to see the nail art part because we didn't videotape it at all, but you will see the end. But we came really close to the nail art, and she's a really simple, I don't know why. I'm so flamboyant, and she's so simple that she really didn't want me. I was trying to ombre and do different things, and she's like, no, Carol, don't do that. Don't do that. And so I did one hand my way and then one hand the way she wanted it. And she was like, yeah, mine came out, her side came out better because it was simpler. And I was like, oh, well, whatever. It's your birthday. You're entitled to like your nails or not. But I love her and I'll do anything for her. And so, and as much as she was annoying while I was doing her nails, we had fun. So give it a nice little dust off again. And at first I was about to use some Young Nails protein bond, and my protein bond was dry. Imagine that, guys. The protein bond was dry. So I grabbed some not polished triple X bond. And even though it is not polished and they don't really require you to, I have been using Young Nails for a while, and they requires or suggest that you put 2 coats down of the protein bond. And so I am in the practice of doing 2 coats of it, unless I'm using a brand that has a dehydrator and a primer. So you don't have to do 2 coats of it, but I love to do 2 of them. And a little bit goes a long way, guys. Oh, I have a drawer full of all sorts of primers, so it wasn't a big deal. So here I'm using the Entourage Nail Gallery Clear. Y'all know I love to work with Entourage Nail Gallery Clear. And we will be working with pigmented powders, mainly blues. And so I am putting a thin layer down of clear, so ensuring that we don't stain the guest's natural nail, as well as I believe it allows the pigmented powder to adhere to your nail better. So we're gonna put some clear on all 10 nails, and then we're gonna get into the excited part of encapsulating her nails. I can't tell you guys, if you routinely wear short nails, it's a little bit challenging. But when I tell you it made her hands so elegant, oh, I cannot wait. And of course, I'm using my favorite brush to do her nails today. Y'all know I have an arsenal of brushes, and I keep coming back to this particular one. And when we hit 200 subscriptions, we will be giving away one of those brushes. And we are in the 60s, 160 plus subscriptions. So I'm counting on you guys to tell a friend. If you haven't already done so, subscribe yourself. Tell a friend, because we will be giving away one of those brushes. And I've been using mine for a while, so the paint is peeling off. I'm getting monomer on mine, but I don't care. The brush knows how I like to work, and it works for me. And that's all that matters. So as you guys can see, her nails are really tiny compared to mine, right? So when I'm putting this colored pigmented powder down, I'm really putting it down almost as if I'm putting gel polish down. It's not really that thick. So when you're doing nails, or at least when I do them, I like to make sure I keep everything in proportion. So if her fingers are really tiny, I don't want ginormous nails on her hands. So you have to adjust how much powder you are putting down. And I did put some glitter over the blue, but we kind of was off camera a little bit, so I had to cut that out. If I left it in, you wasn't going to see what I was doing anyways. So we put some of the glitters I was opening over the blue. And then this right here is a classic nude, just so like it's nude, but it's not like a nudie nude. It's just classic nude. And we're going to cover this one in nude because we're going to do some... Did we do some artwork on that? I can't remember. I put another bead. So this one, we just used 2 beads. Create the shape of a nail. And of course, you know when you're doing your girlfriend name, she's asking a whole bunch of questions. The regular guests don't. And then there goes a 3rd bead. She's asking a bunch of questions. It wasn't annoying, but we were talking. So, no, and I want this nail to look like this, and I want that nail to look like that. So I guess I used as many beads as I needed to accomplish the job on that one. Okay, so we're moving along. And I would link the colors in the description box because y'all, like I said, it was my girlfriend. We were talking about what we were doing when we were doing it. And I wasn't really paying attention. We were trying to do birthday nails without it being Christmas. She was okay with it being winter nails, but not Christmas nails. So she didn't let me put any snowflakes or no icicles or anything like that. I think we put a Sagittarius symbol. She's simple, guys. I can't get her to be as flamboyant as I am. And then I'm going to put some nude in the back of this one. It was a little bit nudie for the blue. I guess I could have pulled it down a little bit more. And I'm just filling in the body of the nail for thickness purposes. It was really great to see her get to wear nails for her birthday. She turns 45 on Saturday, and this is Wednesday, so she has the rest of the week off. And that's the only way she and I gets to really wear, to express ourselves with our nails, is when we have birthdays or anniversaries or whatever, and we taking some time off. So it was fun. So on this set, we had a brand fest. We had a little bit of eye gel for powders. We had some knot polish for powders. We had some D&D for powder. I mean, this was no loyalty to anybody. This was just, I'm using a bunch of powders to get the job done. And so I tried to give, let me put it this way. I was working these nails as if I was doing them on myself, right? So I'm imposing myself on my girlfriend here. And at the end, when I finished this hand, she's like, and I finished the opposite hand. No, when I finished this hand, she was like, I like this nail, and this nail, and I don't like the one that I'm working on. She was like, I didn't like that one. And the thumb. So I was like, do you want me to take them off and do them over? She's like, no, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm just saying that these are flamboyant. I don't like those. I'm like, whatever, girl. But in the end, she absolutely loved it, and she said she's going to rock it. So that's all that matters. And of course, whenever I am working, I don't care whose powders I'm working with. I'm always working with the Entourage Nail Gallery Clear. It is such a beginner-friendly powder, as well as it's 100% professional. It's self-leveling, and it cuts your work in half. And so I love the Entourage Nail Gallery Clear. Most people at this point, they'll be like, not because it's my powder would I say that. I'm saying it is my powder. I put some research into it and I know how the powder works, and the clear is amazing. It's self-leveling, and you put it down, you're done. Love it. All right, if you like to try it, link in the description box. I would leave the link on how you can obtain some of your own. It's available on my website. We were trying to figure out which glitter we wanted, and she chose, we had gone to the beauty supply store and she picked up those two glitters that's what she wanted. Doing it on her nails gave me so much ideas for what I want to do on mine. So we can actually say I used her as a human swatch. I was swatching the colors on her that I'm going to be using on me. But I would be doing, she says mine is going to look gothic, but whatever. So I picked up a bead, and it's semi-wet. So it's not as wet as I would normally put them down. And that's because I was going into the cuticle area and I knew I wanted the bead to stand still, and that I was only going to be pulling it so far. So when you pick up your beads, you got to know what ratio you want and why you want the bead to be either wetter or drier. And so as you can see, once I put that bead in, it just stood there. Now this is I'm filling in here with clear. It's also not a runny bead. So once I put it down, it was not running to the sides. And I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon on liquid to powder ratio, and when you mix in their beads, why you mixing a wet one or why you mixing a dry one, where you're going to put it. So I'm not guessing. I know when I'm putting them down, okay, I need a drier one here. So I'm going to pick it up this way. And I apologize, guys, for the powder and the monomer. Well, the powder that I'm using is off camera, so you can't really see what I'm doing when I pick it up. But I was using so many powders, I couldn't keep them all on the camera. For the reverse bead, what I'm actually trying to do is fill the tip up to the right thickness, but I'm also seeing like a little bit of a, it could be the camera angle. And like I said, it could be the camera angle, but when I'm looking at it from this side now, it's not really showing that. But before we actually start hand filing and stuff, I went back and I did clear all the way over. Yeah, she's telling me she don't like the middle one on the thumb. So I'm like, girl, it's a whole process for me to get to the middle and the thumb. Whatever. But yeah, so we will go back and do clear over the entire nail so that I could make sure that there was no dips in places I didn't want them. And one thing I also noticed with acrylic, it needs some time to settle itself down. So especially when you're doing the longer nails, you got to make sure you give it some time to dry so that you can really tell if it leveled itself out, because you can end up building a nail that is really, really thick. And so I gave it a second to settle itself down. Most powders are self-leveling anyways, and you got to give it a time to dry, level itself out, and then we're going to come back and see if we really need to put powder anywhere else. So here it is. This time you get to see me put the glitter over the blue. And I'm just spreading the glitter out. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, I'm just encapsulating the glitter. Even though the glitter has clear in it and it would stay where I put it, I just wanted to make sure it didn't go anywhere. Keeping the sidewalls clean. No spillage that I have to go look for in the hand filing and e-filing stage. A little bit of clear to help build up the thickness. Beautiful. I love the blues. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of blue work. And for those of us who work with the general public, work in the salon, y'all know buying powders is not the cheapest thing you can do. So in my salon, I work with themes. So of course, a guest can come in and tell me they want anything that they wanted. I want Christmas nails with red, white, and blue, whatever it is they want. But if you have a Christmas theme, so our Christmas theme this year was Winter Wonderland, and everything is literally blues, silvers, glitters. It cuts down on the inventory that you have to keep. So when we advertise for the salon, we advertise in winter blue nails, we advertise in my collections in blues. So people are coming asking for winter blues, right? So when I go shopping, whether I'm shopping on Nut Polish or I am shopping on Madame Glam, when I shop for the winter blues, I only have but so much and we use it. And by the time the end of the season, I would have used up all that inventory and I actually made money as opposed to having 30 different colors because these are the trending colors and everybody's going to come and handpick. No, when you come to Entourage Nail Gallery, you come in because we have themes and whatever. If you want to work with something outside the theme, as long as we have the inventory, and of course we will because we know we just came off of fall and you had spring before, as long as we have it. But I'm not going out of my way to buy stuff just for one particular guest. So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, let me see if I can say that better. What I'm trying to say is we create a fall collection or we create a spring collection. So we have the inventory for spring when it's spring, for fall when it's fall, for winter when it's winter, and summer when it's summer. So if you're struggling with, oh, I can't keep up with the demands of the guests, you might want to consider making sure you have teams. And when your guest brings a picture and it's like, well, I want my nails like this, of course, we don't know what brand, of course, unless it was a video they were watching and they tell you which brand it is. I don't have that specific blue, but I have something that would match it. And we're not copycats anyways. We are creative beings as nail techs and hairstylists. So I would look at somebody's work, get inspired, and recreate something similar, but also my own. I am in a few nail groups online, and one lady was saying she was having some problems with inventory or whatever, and other, we could be so judgmental at times. Well, it's your fault as the nail tech. You were supposed to be trendy. Look, if somebody's a not polish fanatic and they're watching videos with not polish, and your salon doesn't carry not polish, I'm not just gonna buy not polish for that one nail job. I happen to love nail not polish, so I have not polish at home as well as in the salon. But you guys know what I mean. Yeah, so we have lots of blues and blues, silvers, nudes, and grays. And then some, talking about not polish, here we go. We were gonna do white. Not this is not polished white. And yeah, we do not polish white on this one. Because she changed her mind from one of the nails on the opposite hand. And the great thing about freestyling, you can do that. Oops. I learned my lesson from that one. Okay. I really wanted that other bead though. It was the right size. I wanted to do a one bead all the way down. With every nail I did, I was just getting so jealous of her hands because it looks so cute. So I pick up another bead. It's a medium consistency in terms of wetness. I needed it to stand in place at the cuticle so I am not experiencing flooding. And then I'm just patting it down. Picking up another bead, a tiny one, to get into the fill in the cuticle area without flooding it. Cleaning up the sides. And I'm encapsulating with some Entourage Nail Gallery Clear. So I'm following someone online right now, following someone on YouTube. I follow a lot of people. I love seeing other women work and do what they do, and I get so inspired by my sister nail techs out there doing fabulous work. And my latest obsession is these long nails. We in holiday season and people want to do stuff that they could not have done throughout the year because it wasn't practical for whatever reason. So I'm doing a lot of stilettos. Normally by now I would have changed out the one that I am wearing, but I'm getting so much compliment on it. I went to register one of my cars on Monday, and the lady at the tag and title was like, oh my God. So I passed out some of my cards there. So I was like, okay, Carol, you got to wear this set. This set is bringing you new clientele, so you're going to wear this one for a little bit. So if you notice here, guys, I forgot to leave some space in the back of that glitter nail to do the nude like it was on the opposite hand. And so I'm just making up shit as I go along here. But I was able to pull it off where I was able to put the nude down and have it match. Got a little bit of dry spots in my... So I'm building up thickness on this nail here with some clear, encapsulating the glitter on the bottom. Yes, I really needed to cover up the glitter on the bottom here. And like I said, this is a very classic nude. So it's not nudie. And so I had to build it up. To cover the... I put down a reverse bead to bridge the gap between the bottom and the top where I put the nudes in. Because when I put the glitter in, it's really going down thin. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm very sensitive to stuff like this. The glitter powders could be a little bit heavier than the clear or encapsulate or the pigmented. So if you put that down to the same thickness of everything else, to me, it feels heavy on your hands. She's criticizing my work, guys. I'm like, give me a hand. And I believe this whole nail is going to go down nude. Acting like I don't have a paying client coming behind her. Hurry the hell up. Come on, let's get this done. I love her, guys. We go at it all day long. But at the end of the day, we have each other's back, regardless of what happens in the salon during the daytime. And when she has to do my hair, she complains a lot too. So, you know, when you're doing your girlfriend's hair or nails, it's like, You have such opinions. Beautiful. So when I do mines, it's going to be black, purple, and lavender. Yes, indeed. Yay, yay, yay. And then I'm going to have some hand-drawn work on mine as well. So at this point, I'm beginning to feel the shape. I'm beginning to feel the colors combination put together. I'm beginning to be like, yeah, she like it simple. I'm a gaudy type of person, but the simplicity worked out in the end. I believe the bigger the better. She didn't want any, what do you call it, bling on it. Like, girl, the point of long nails is you have surface to put stuff on now. Have no fear, guys. I'm coming with mine. So right here, I'm just encapsulating the glitters. I'm feeling her nails to make sure that I have the nice thickness. I'm asking her, are you sure you don't want me to cut those 2 nails off and do them over? And she's like, no, I'm not going to do that to you. I'm like, okay, it's your birthday nails. So here it is now. I am actually going to go in, and after the nails have dried and settled down a little bit, right in here, I felt like we had a thickness issue that it needed to be built up some more. And I am checking on all her nails, and you can actually see where it actually started blending in and really taking shape. Yes, I was happy. So I am going to go through all of the nails to make sure that the thickness is on point. Of course, we have to come back and hand file and e-file this, which you would be removing product. So if it's not thick enough that you have product to remove, then you might make them too thin. Make sense? Yes, indeed. I'm tucking it in at the cuticle, dragging it forward ever so gently. I don't want to remove all the product to the front. Just want everything to be proportioned to each other. Pat it down right there. I actually thought the nudes came out really pretty. I'm using my hand eyes to feel the nails. Is it smooth? Is it thick enough? Is there a gap in the thickness? So when you see me run my finger over the nails, sometimes it's really quick. You have to make sure you keep your eyes on me to see me do it. But that's what I'm doing. So it's not just a visual process. I look at it from the top, I look at it from the sides, but I also use my fingers to feel. And if you guys are following me, if you nail bosses are following me, texture is something that I'm big on textures. I feel stuff. My fingers are very sensitive to feeling textures. So if I run my finger over the nail, I can tell if it's gappy or not, which will help me later on when I'm hand filing and e-filing. If it's gappy and I fix it before hand filing, it's just a little bit less. There was a gap right where I put that bead down right there. So we just working it in. You see what I'm talking about? Run my finger over it, and I can feel there was a space right there. And excuse me, guys. So we're gonna put some products away, so I have room for working. Right here, I'm also filling in thickness and any gap in. The longer the nails get, you would realize that in the middle, the nail can get a little bit warped in the middle, and you have to put some product in there to fill it up. If your eyes are keen enough, you would see that, oh wow, it just filled up. I'm feeling with my thumb. I can feel that the front of this nail, right in here towards the front, is very thin. Some of this application was cut out, her hands was off. So you missed what I did on that one. Alrighty, I think it's time for us to stop fooling around with this process and move on to the hand filing part. So I'm filing from the bottom, making sure there's no product underneath the nail. And I'm also holding my file straight up and down to keep the sides of the nails really straight. So we have about 20 more minutes to go on this video. So this is all hand filing, reshaping, e-filing to whip these nails into shape. And I'm sorry it's a little bit distant from my hands. So what I'm going to do on this video, because I did them yesterday and I'm at home doing the voiceover on this one. And so I'm going to upload it without a conclusion towards the end. And the actual finished work will be uploaded as a thumbnail. So that's the first thing you're going to see when you see this video. Because I was telling her yesterday, hey, send me a picture, but I don't think she took one, and I have to get this video up. So like I said, this whole section here is hand filing, a series of filing from underneath, filing from the sides to keep the side walls, the free edge straight. Keep the free edge straight. And I will be filing on the surface of the nail as well. Make sure we have no lumpies and bumpies. I'm choosing my E-file and a tornado type bit. Let's see if I can tell my speed here. $9,000 RPMs is where I'm at. I usually go higher than that. I probably should be higher. It doesn't look like I'm getting much work done here. So I'm going around the cuticles, sealing the cuticle, and working the section of the nail that is inside the cuticle and sidewall area to make sure that I keep that in proportion to the free edge. Right? You don't want to make the free edge so thin and the back is still thick. So I usually work the back first and then I come forward. So I'm on top of the surface, but then I go around, yes. Cleaning up the cuticles. Be careful around the cuticles that you don't cut your gas. Feel free to pinch and expand your video so you can zoom in and see what I'm doing. But my camera was a little bit further away than I thought it was. I don't know what we're talking about here. I'm quite sure she's giving me the business. So like I said, I'm just using my bit. I think I should have run that on a higher speed, but it's based on the battery pack. I'm at 9,000 RPMs. Her fingers are a bit tiny, and so you have to adjust everything from the amount of powder you put on to the speed of the E-file. I don't believe I can't tell if I went up or down on the e-file there. It looks like I went down to an 8,000 RPMs. So on this one, I needed to do some debulking at the cuticle area. And getting this particular nail to fit the proportions of her hands. This was one of the nails that she was fighting me on, so we had a little bit of challenge on it. I can't tell you guys how much I can't wait to get mine done. Ooh. We still have a couple more working days before the holidays for me, so I have got to wait. Doing some surface work, making sure we're not lumpy. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm doing nails, I don't like to be rushed. So we schedule my nail appointments with enough time for me to get the nails done. Like I said, she had a lot of opinions about what I'm doing. Why don't you do it this way? I'm bringing the cuticles down, making sure that it's level off in the back, that you don't get hair stuck underneath it. I'm so enjoying this set that I have on, but I really want that. Anyways, let me stop whining about it. My turn is going to come. And you better believe I'll be sure to include you guys on that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it live or if I'm going to do it as a video. I might do it live because I'm going to need plenty of time to do it. So what are we doing here? So we're doing some surface work on it. So on this one, I wasn't sure if I was hitting the glitters, but I don't think I was. But at the end of the day, when I did the top coat and stuff, I wasn't hitting the glitters, but that's what I was feeling for. When I was doing this part of the job, she was saying that it was not necessarily hurting, but because of the length, she can feel when I'm filing on it, there was pressure on her finger. So like here I was suspending her finger, and then I started putting my fingers, yes, underneath hers to brace her fingers. So you might want to try that when you're doing longer nails. Some guests wouldn't tell you that they're uncomfortable, but she was like, yeah, it doesn't feel good. Sorry about that, guys. When you're filming and voiceover, that's when everybody wants to call you. Anyways, yes, we were talking about the discomfort of the guests. And so I am now making sure that I put my fingers underneath to help support the extension of the nails. See, when I'm filing it, my nails are underneath it, so I can go across it without the discomfort. So anyways, that was Tiffany, her name is Tiffany, on the phone, ruining my voiceover, letting me know how much everybody loves her nails. And today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday is her birthday. She's like, but I don't know if I can wear them until Saturday for the whole weekend. I was like, well, I'm just letting you know. I did your birthday nails at your request. So it's your birthday. You can do whatever you want with them. That's what you wanted. You wanted long nails. So, yes, guys, when you are with a guest, that brings me to this point. When you are doing your guests, especially if they're just doing long nails seasonal, you have to tell them there is going to be some restrictions on their life if this is not what they routinely do. Some people wear them routinely and it's okay with them. But when you're doing this length for long periods of time or short periods of time, like a birthday or an anniversary or something, make sure you don't have too much to do. You don't have laundry and you're not doing a lot of housework if you're not used to it. I'm going to emphasize that point because somebody's going to drop a comment in the comment section and say, I can do all of that. Yes, you can. I'm quite sure you're an expert at wearing long nails, but some people, in her case, she's calling me at the crack of dawn this morning. See, what time is it? It is, oh, it's 9 o'clock. What package? Ooh, I just got a notification from Not Polished that my package. Ooh. So guys, I'm a late bloomer. I do everything late. And I did not order any, what do you call it? I did not order any mystery boxes. And I was like, oh, I'm not into the mystery boxes. For the last couple of years, I haven't done it. But this year, I got extremely jealous of everybody's mystery boxes. And I went online to the Not Polish website, and they still had the small and the medium boxes. So I went on and I checked out some people's videos on what was in their mystery boxes. And I was like, oh, I can use all of that stuff. Maybe one of the things that I would have multiples of will be what is it? The glosset and the matted. And who you can always have more of that. Glosset, matted, and the triple X bond. I can always use that whether at home or in the salon. So I don't mind having the duplicates and triplicates on those. But I was like, some of the powders that were in there, the gel liners, I am yet to order gel liners from Not Polished. So I'm going to get the opportunity to try their gel liners. And so I'm excited. So that's another thing you can look forward to is an unboxing of the small and medium Not Polished mystery box. And even though there is tons of people who already had their videos out, better late than never, I'm going to put my mystery box out. So just got the notification that it will be here tomorrow. Content. I've been a little bit slow on the content because, guys, I'm busy. I love hand filing, guys. I know a lot of people, it's an art to hand file. And the hardest part of the job for me is the hand filing. If you don't get the hand filing right, in my opinion, did you get it right? God, I can't wait to get mine done. And I'm going Not Polish and Entourage Nail Gallery on my set. It's not going to be so mixed up with a whole bunch of like this was a non-brand. This was everybody was in on this particular nail. Guys, the body language between my girlfriend and I, like I'm godmother to her kids, and we love each other. You should spend a day with us in the salon. It's so much fun. So I'm inspecting them to make sure that I'm happy with what we got. At this point, I believe I was putting a, what do you call it, a fine sanding band on to make sure that if you follow me at all, smooth. I have this issue with stuff being smooth. So we're going to put a sanding band on a fine sanding band, and I'm just going to go over the surface before I actually do any hand buffing. And this doesn't take long. It's just that I'm not blowing my wrist out. I was telling my husband recently that when I become an old lady, I don't know when that's going to be. I'm not planning on getting old anytime soon, but I would be the hottest old lady at old ladies daycare. I'm going to have some of them jealous of me. Be like, yeah, my hair and nails is on point. And y'all know when long after I lose my hair and stuff, I'll be making my wigs in my room and coming out looking hot with my stiletto nails. There was when we were in Arizona, my salon had a contract to work with the senior facility in the neighborhood. And there was this one lady, her husband was a retired colonel. And so she still felt like she was military, and she's running the roost at the assisted living program. And but she was on point. Her hair was always done, her makeup was always done. And those people, the other old ladies, will talk about her like a dog, like, you so old, why she have to have her nails done all the time? It's like, don't hate the lady. You need to get your nails done. Her nails are always done. She need to stop wearing that red lipstick. She need to have something peach. And I'm like, why? I mean, she was well put together, guys. I loved the way she looked. She reminded me of what Marilyn Monroe might have looked like when she became an older lady. And she came from that era. So she was hot. So that's going to be me. One hot old chica. Mamacita. What are y'all's plans for Christmas, guys? I know I'm talking a lot on this because I'm just wanting this time to run out here. We have about 6 minutes to go. But what are your plans for the holidays? Whatever it is, please don't drink and drive. Be safe. I have I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but my degrees is in criminal justice, administration of justice, and paralegal. But my first love is cosmetology, right? So I never really practiced. I got the degrees, I never practiced. And I was talking with my city council, and they were like, hey, Carol, why don't you train as a citizen police? And I was like, oh, great. So I am 10 weeks into my 13-week citizen police programming. So I get a chance to, on a volunteer basis, use my knowledge of criminal justice. And so I feel like I have not the right to, but I feel like in my dialogue, I should say, because we're in the holidays, that people should not. It's not that you shouldn't drink and drive. I don't agree with that slogan because you can drink as long as you're not drunk. So don't drunk drive, basically. That's my soapbox for today. Be safe, have fun, enjoy the family. This is why we work so hard throughout the year so that we can afford to spend some times with the ones we love and the ones who love us. But we want to do it safely and we want to make it into the new and upcoming year with lots of life and prosperity. So be safe, guys, throughout this holiday season. And also, people are getting desperate and crimes are increasing, especially around theft and purse snatching and those type of things. So watch your six, guys. Yeah, so each community has a community policing program, or most progressive areas have one, depending on where you are. So if you want to get involved in your community, and we do fun community stuff like, what do we do? Like we did the Halloween on Main Street and we came out with the police officers and passed out candy and other community event, back to school events. We participate in stuff like that. So we're not policing, but we are bridging the gap between the police and the community. Think about it, guys. Check your local police department to see if they have a community policing program. Anyways, back to nails. So right now I'm using my sponge buffer. I'm buffing the nails out. And I like to go around the cuticles with this one to make sure that the cuticles are sealed. For those of you who may be scared of using the e-file or the hand file in the cuticle area, the buffer works well. Tiff was very concerned about her nails not being too thick. I felt like they could be a little thicker, but on her hands, they look really good. And at the end of the day, we were both in love with them. And I can't express enough how jealous I am and can't wait for mine. So she says the patterns that I chose for mine is kind of gothic, but we are going to New Orleans for Christmas. And I feel like if you can't be gothic anywhere, you can be gothic in New Orleans. But I love it. Look at those. Like I said, unfortunately, at this point, the battery was exhausted. And the design part, we really just put some, what do you call it? We put some a Sagi sign on her nails and a little bit of, not a whole lot. We just put the clear top coat on it and then that was it. So you will see at the end when I post it, I will post the finished picture. And right now I'm just prepping and flip the towel over so that I can polish her nails without getting all that dust on her nails. And we had picked up this. I'm just gonna unbag this for you. It's the bling for her nails, the Sagittarius bling, and some little blue bling for her nails. And we didn't really do much, like I said. The little rhinestones. And we put the signs on it, the two Sagittarius sign, one on each middle finger. And at some point at the end, I will give you a little photo shoot. But that's it, guys. Once again, I need to say thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please share with a friend. And remind you that when we get to 200 subscribers, we will be giving away my favorite, what do you call it? My favorite, one of a new one, not the one that I use, but a favorite hand file. Not hand file, Kolinsky brush. All right. Thank you for watching.